Good morning and welcome to CAD for All's first ever EGD workshop or EGD CAD Drafting Webinar. Let me rather put it like that. Thank you so much to everybody joining us today on this nice cool morning here in Cape Town. I don't know how it is there in the rest of South Africa, but I do know that we've got people joining us from the Western Cape, from the Eastern Cape, from Gauteng. I know we've even got some people out in Windhoek watching with us, and there are even some people tuning in from around the world. Now today, if you followed CAD for All's progression through this lockdown period, unbelievably that we are still in a level of lockdown, but if you've been following our YouTube channel, you'll know that we have become quite a fay with hosting virtual events. Mostly we have been hosting virtual open days, but this is the first time that we are hosting a webinar where I will be giving you more information on CAD for All's new initiative, which is the EGD CAD Drafting Workshops or Academy. There's various different branches to this academy, and that is what we are going to be taking a look at today. Now, just to give you an idea of what's going on around me, don't panic if you see me peering off to my left. That's just me checking that that you can still see what is going on, as I have a screen off to my left where I'm also monitoring the feed. And if you see me reaching off to my right, this is just my control panel so that I can make sure that I can switch between my feed and the feed of the presentation that I am going to be going through with you. Now, if you do have any questions throughout this webinar, you are more than welcome to comment them on the live chat feature. We do have someone that is part of our EGD Academy monitoring this feature. He will be replying to the questions that he feels he can reply in the chat to, and the rest of the questions we will leave till the end of the webinar, where I will then be able to go through the chats and see if there's any questions that are unanswered. Now, let's get things started. So just give me a second, and I'm going to quickly switch over to our presentation. All right, so what are we going to be taking a look at in today's EGD CAD Drafting webinar? The first thing we are going to be taking a look at is who is CAD for All? Now, if you are joining this webinar, you should already have an idea of who CAD for All is, but I'm just going to give you a slight little background of who exactly CAD for All is. Then we are going to take a look at what is CAD, as CAD is a very big part of this whole EGD CAD Academy. Next, we are going to take a look at the relationship between the subject engineering, graphic and design and the software CAD. Thereafter, I'm going to give you an introduction to the CAD for All EGD CAD Academy, which is the reason we are all here today. After that, we're going to take a look at the different branches of this academy, as there are various branches thereof. Firstly, being the implementation of the academy at schools, thereafter EGD CAD workshops, and lastly the EGD nationwide online course. After that, we are going to take a look at the benefits both for the learners and for the schools, and lastly we are going to take a look at why CAD for All is the right institute to drive this initiative through South Africa. Like I said, at any point if you have a question, feel free to comment in the live chat. Matthew will be monitoring that. He will be responding where he can. And then if he feels that there is one that is better answered at the end of the session, he will also comment so. So first of all, who is CAD for All? What do we do? Where are we from? Let's take a look. So CAD for All Institute of CAD for Institute of Applied Architecture. We've changed our name recently if you haven't been following, so it's still slightly getting used to saying the new name as well. But we are an integrative architecture and interior design school based in Cape Town, South Africa. Currently, we have a campus here in the northern suburbs of Cape Town in Tyger Valley, which is where we are coming to you live today. And then we also have a campus based in Claremont, which is in the southern suburbs of Cape Town. We are also busy expanding. Soon we will be opening up our campus in Midrand, but we do also have a footprint right throughout South Africa, thanks to our online multiversity platform, where students are studying CAD for All's qualifications throughout South Africa. Now, the CAD for All AEC, or Architecture, Engineering and Construction faculty, is a niche faculty, and we are the leading institution in South Africa to drive this faculty through. All of our qualifications can lead you to basically ending up with a bachelor's degree. We also offer diplomas and national certificates, but we're not going to focus so much on that today. It's not an open day. We are here for the EGD, but just to give you an idea of what CAD for All is and who we are and why we are the ones that are driving this initiative. Now, the next big part of the EGD CAD Academy is CAD. What is CAD? You see it in our name. You've probably seen CAD out there a few times, and there are very many different descriptions for this acronym of CAD. But the most universal one that we use for this academy or in this field that we work in is computer-aided design. You'll many times hear that people say computer-aided drawing, but universally we refer to computer-aided design, CAD. And what is that? Computer-aided design is a set of software tools that designers use to create 2D and 3D models or drawings of buildings, of products, of machines, or of parts. And the most common software that they use to do that is AutoCAD. And AutoCAD is the software that we are driving this initiative with. You do also, of course, get your BIM software, which is Revit, and then you also get your other 3D modeling software, which is used more in the manufacturing process, which is Inventor. There are the options of including that in the EGD Academy, but currently we are driving forth with AutoCAD. Now you're probably asking yourself, what is the relationship between the subject, engineering, graphics, and design, and computer-aided design? How do those two link up together? Now I'm going to start off by saying that CAD for All's EGD Academy is in no way trying to rewrite the EGD curriculum. We are simply focusing on the EGD learner, because this is the learner that will have access to the AEC initiative out there. Those are your students who are most likely going to go into drafting, into architecture, into construction, into interior design. And that is why we are trying to assist the schools, assist the learners, and assist the teachers in enhancing this curriculum. We're in no way saying that the hand drawings are redundant. Everybody still needs to know how to draw by hand. But as we are in the 21st century, it is important that we take a look at how software can help us move forward in our daily lives. And starting at a young age in school, starting from grade 10 when the student makes their subject choice to take EGD as a subject, it is vital that we start implementing this at that age. Now, the reason we are all here, CAD for All's EGD Academy. I'm just going to give you a second. I think we might be buffering here. Sorry, we're just going to hang on. And there, I think we are back. All right, so CAD for All's EGD Academy. What is that all about? What are we aiming to do with this EGD Academy? I do apologize for that slight buffer there. Like I said, we are live here today, and sometimes these little glitches happen. The weather here in Cape Town has been a bit adverse for the past few days. So as you all know, that does affect our signal sometimes. The CAD for All EGD Academy. What we are trying to do is, along with partnering with high schools in South Africa, we want to implement the CAD software into the EGD curriculum. Like I said, we are not trying to rewrite the curriculum. We are simply trying to enhance the student's experience. We want to make sure that the student is getting the best possible opportunity when they leave school. And by doing that, or by implementing CAD into their curriculum, we are giving them that leg up. So on the screen, you can see there is a little brief description of the EGD CAD Academy, and I'm just going to focus on that first line. The CAD for All EGD CAD Academy, in partnership with high school, advances the engineering, graphic, and design curriculum. At basis, that is what it is. And CAD for All, as specialists in this AutoCAD software, that is why we are the ones that are driving this initiative throughout South Africa. Now, we're going to take a look at the 3 different branches of the CAD for All EGD Academy. Now, you might wonder, what do I mean when I say branches? There are various different ways that we implement this into the schools. The first would be the implementation at the school itself. The second would be through our EGD CAD workshops. And lastly, through our online nationwide course. So let us take a look at the first one, the implementation of the EGD CAD workshop at schools itself. Now, we have a few schools who we have already partnered with, North Pine Technical High School, Wynberg Boys High in the southern suburbs of Claremont. These are 2 of the schools that we have successfully implemented these academies at. And we have a list of growing schools who would like us to come to them and assist them in implementing this. Obviously, we still have to follow the COVID guidelines, so we can't bundle all of these schools into one. So the rollout is happening. We are just getting to the schools one by one. Now, the first part of implementing this CAD for All EGD CAD works or academy at the school starts with the educator. All teachers and other educators are key contributors to the transformation of education in South Africa. So what do? We go to the school, we start with the EGD educator. We assess them. We see, are there some that have experience in CAD? Are there some that have maybe worked on the software for years, but now just need a refresher? So we first obtain the level that the EGD educator is on. Obviously, this is not just for EGD educators. All educators in the school are welcome to have this training as well, as it is a skill that they can obtain, and then there is more assistance for the learners. Because the big thing is that we would like the educators and the teachers to be the ones to offer their own students that support. So that is why we start with the EGD teacher course. Once the EGD teachers have been taught up and they've been refreshed and they've now been certified to work on the CAD software, then we go into the EGD learner course. Now with the EGD learner course, there are various ways that we can implement this. The first one is they can sign up to our base course. Now that is a course that we have designed to make sure that anybody who has never had any CAD experience at a school level can learn the basics of CAD. The other option is we can work alongside with the EGD educators to build the curriculum into our learner management system. Meaning, if you want this EGD CAD Academy to focus specifically on the EGD PAT for grade 10, for grade 11, or for grade 12, we can go and build that functionality into the learner management system, which is our online platform where the learning takes place. By doing this, your curriculum can flow with the workshop or with the academy, meaning that the students will physically be working on the software, but it is for their final grade as well, which is a big part of their school education. Now, after this, we implement it in the school's CAD or in the school's PC labs. And by doing that, we create what we call CAD labs. Now, the CAD lab is basically providing the software at no cost to the school's PC labs and installing it so that all the learners and all the educators have access to the software at all times. With the EGD educator course and with the learner course, the students and the educators also do get a copy of the software to install on their machines so that they can always practice and keep themselves skilled up. I'm just going to show you a few pictures here where we have successfully implemented it at our most recent school, which is Wynberg Boys High School in southern suburbs in Claremont. So what you see here is after we have now given the educators their introduction to AutoCAD. So we led them into how the course is going to work, how they're going to actually complete the course on our online system, and then they started doing the course. Most of them are almost done, and now that they are almost done, we are busy implementing it for the students. So as it's going to take a bit of time for us to go and implement their PAT tasks into this, we are starting them on the basis course so that they can just start working on the software and get an idea of what the software is about. Now, the next branch of the EGD CAD Academy is our EGD CAD workshops. Currently, we are running these workshops twice a month, one at each campus. So on one Saturday, it will be in our Tiger Valley campus. On the other Saturday, it will be at our Claremont campus. Obviously, as CAD for All expands throughout South Africa, we will start hosting them in the various different countries or in the various different towns that we have established are either contact centers or campuses. So what you can see here is some of the students busy training on the CAD software at our EGD CAD workshops. What happens here is the students come in for an hour-and-a-half slot. They get an idea of the software. They get to draw some simple shapes. They draw a little simple plan. And afterwards, they go and enroll into the third leg or the third branch of the EGD CAD Academy, which is our online nationwide course. Now, the online nationwide course is available to all EGD students throughout South Africa at no cost. As long as you have EGD as a subject, you can enroll for this course and we can offer you that leg up. Many schools don't have the opportunity to implement the EGD CAD Academy at the school right now. CAD for All is trying to assist those schools by trying to get the lab set up for them. But while we do that, the students have the option to go and enroll in this free course. So what you see there on your screen is CAD for All's learner management system. And if you don't know what the learner management system is, that is basically our online multiversity, where, as I mentioned, our students straight throughout South Africa, even our full-time students, complete some of their courses on there. And that is where that online course is available to all EGD students throughout South Africa. Now, the next thing that we are going to take a look at, I'm just giving you a few seconds. I'm just scared that there might be a little buffer here. So I'm just going to hang on a second, if you don't mind. The next thing we are going to take a look at is the benefits. Now, obviously, we're not just doing this for fun and games. We want the learners to benefit. But not only the learner benefits, the school can also benefit out of this. And that is what we are going to take a look at right now. So the benefits of this EGD CAD Academy for the learner would obviously be that the learner gets that leg up. There's no better way to say it, but they get that step out of, when they get out of high school, they have that step up. So if they want to enter into an institution where they want to study architecture, where they want to study engineering, construction, or interior, they can already say, but I have CAD experience from school. So you can see there some of the benefits for the learners would be access to the AutoCAD software at no cost. The school will be able to support them as their educators are trained up. The learner gets support through the school and through CAD for All support agents. They also get access to the holiday EGD CAD workshops. So we also have CAD workshops specifically in the school holidays where we can go into the schools and host a little workshop to see how the students are progressing. The learners also get access to our Certiport international exams where they can write an exam in the software. And lastly, as I said, they exit school with the CAD expertise. Now that is the benefit for the learner, but what is the benefit for the school? Obviously, as I said, CAD for All supplies, installs, and monitors the software for the schools. So the school has access to AutoCAD, Revit, Inventor, however, which of those softwares they want to implement, but mostly starting with AutoCAD, installing it in their labs, and they have free access to that software, and we will update that software for them as well as necessary. As I mentioned, the next benefit for the school would be the EGD educators that are actually getting trained up. The EGD educator also has access to the Certiport international exams, but in this way, they are then, like I said, able to go and assist their students themselves. So the student doesn't have to go out of the school to get assistance. They physically get assistance from their own educators, their own EGD teachers. Also, we host annual EGD teacher workshops. And lastly, like I said, those Certiport exams, which the teachers also have access to. So those are the benefits. Now, the biggest question you should also, or could be asking yourself, is why CAD for All? Why is CAD for All the correct institution to be driving this initiative throughout South Africa? And we are going to take a look at a few of those points. So the first one, which would be one of the biggest ones, is the resources. CAD for All Institute of Applied Architecture is a running architectural institution. We have the know-how. We are specialists in this software. We are able to do it at our best to make sure that these students are able to get out there and do their best. So resources and expertise are two of the big reasons that CAD for All is driving this initiative throughout South Africa. The next thing would be the benefits that we offer not only the learner, but the school. The school is getting exposure through the software, the students are getting exposure, and we are assisting in setting up labs in those schools, meaning it's only better for the students. The next one would be progression. As I said, the student steps out of school with expertise in CAD, meaning that they can progress into a qualification out there that they might not have had access to had they not had some of that background. Remember, when you're applying for things like architecture, for engineering, for interior design, most of the time you have to submit a portfolio. And can you imagine now submitting a portfolio not only with your hand drawings, but showing that you have expertise on CAD? And all of these faculties make use of CAD. Everything we use today is designed on CAD. And lastly, but not least, the fact that it's implemented at no cost. There's no cost to the learner, there's no cost to the school. The only cost that there could be for the school is possibly if they are then trying to upgrade their labs where they might want to get new computers. But we're not charging for the software, we're not charging for the training. We are not doing this to benefit us, we are doing this to benefit the learner. We want to make sure that the learners are getting the best possible opportunities out there. And that, in a nutshell, is the CAD for All EGD CAD Academy. Now, if you have any questions, Matthew, are there any questions coming through? Okay. If you just give me one moment, I'm just quickly going to check here on the screen, and I'm going to make some of these questions on this live stream. So let's see if we can answer some of them. All right, so I see a question that's come here. Will you share the recording of this webinar after? This webinar will be available on our YouTube channel. If you've seen on our YouTube channel, all of our previous live virtual open days were shared thereon. So this webinar will be available on our YouTube platform. We will also share it over our other social media platforms. And please, you are more than welcome to share this with your colleagues, with your friends. If you know of your a friend's child who is in a school that offers CAD or offers EGD and think that this would be a wonderful initiative for that, please share this video. Make sure that this webinar reaches those people so that we can get in contact with those schools, we can get in contact with those learners. Go check our website out. There is a special tab there for the EGD CAD Academy. If you feel that you need more information, send us an email, phone us. If you want us to do a virtual presentation with your schools, with the principals, with the educators, get in contact with us and let's get this initiative driven throughout South Africa. Without you, the learners, the teachers, the principals, even the parents, this would not be possible. So make sure that you share this video far and wide. I see a few more questions coming in. What if your school doesn't do EGD? Can you still do CAD for All? There is always an opportunity for you to join CAD for All. If you take a look at our website, you'll see the options there. And like I said, if your school does not offer EGD, you are more than welcome to register for the free nationwide online course. That course is open to students throughout South Africa. We do currently have 2 students on there that do not have EGD at school, but they are taking visual art. So they are already opening their mind to that artistic world. So we have offered them that. So please do go onto the website and register for the course, and one of our student advisors can get a hold of you and take you through it. I see another question that comes through. All you need is a computer for the program. So yes, CAD for All provides you, if you are running or if you are enrolling into the CAD workshops or the CAD Academy for the online nationwide course, as long as you have a computer that can run the CAD software, we provide you with a software, we provide you with login details to the LMS, which is our learner management system where the whole course takes place. So we provide you with all of that. As long as you have a computer with a stable internet connection, then you are able to do the CAD Academy throughout wherever you are. Doesn't matter if you are sitting in Botswana, Namibia, Gauteng, wherever, you are able to access that course. So I see those are the only questions so far that have come through. If you do have any other questions after watching this video, feel free to leave a comment. We will be monitoring the comment section for the next few days to answer any questions. Please feel free to get in touch with us. You are more than welcome to send us an email, submit an inquiry on the website. I see here another question has come in. How long does the course take? That all depends on you. If you are doing the course on your own on the free nationwide course, you can complete it throughout your school year. So if you are in matric, you can decide that each month you want to take a module and complete it, and then you do it at your pace. If we are implementing the academy at your school, then your teacher will set the pace for you. They will have goals and deadlines that you need to reach. But if you are doing the free workshop on your own, it's your choice how long you want to take to complete it, as long as you complete it in the relevant academic year that you currently are. So like I said, if you're in matric, then you just have to finish it by matric. Then specs for the computer. Please do send me an email. My email address, I'm going to have Matthew type it in the comment section. If you send me an email, then I can send you a spec sheet, and then you can see what exactly you need for your laptop or your computer to be able to run the CAD software. Okay, it looks like for now, those are the only questions that have come through. Please, as I said, my email address is there. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. Feel free to leave another comment on the video, and we will get to those comments in the coming days, and we'll also respond to those emails at the start of the new week. So if there are no more questions coming through right now, then that is it for today's CAD for All EGD CAD Drafting webinar. I hope that you guys have some more information, that you have a better idea of what we are trying to do with this initiative. And I really do hope to see some of you, if we come to your schools, meet with the teachers, meet with the students, or even on our online platform, because I do work alongside with everybody on this initiative. And hopefully one day I can see you joining us here at CAD for All. So thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day further and enjoy your weekend.